Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WLE. My name is William, and with me I have Justin. How's it going, my friend?
Good, thanks. And you, William? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited, and we have more action for you today, as we previously seen with the previous match, and the action continues. And this time, I think this is the first quarterfinals match, is it?
Indeed, it is. This is the very first quarterfinals game, which is being played between Viben Esports and Fleece Police in a best of 3 match.
Yeah.
So,
So, what are we expecting from this match, man?
so the maps for this match is Chalet, Clubhouse, and Oregon, which would be the decider if it goes to map 3. But before we get to that point, we have to see how the two teams play on these first 2 maps and see who can take the advantage over the other one and keep that momentum going from the very start. But Chalet being an attacker-sided map and Viben Esports actually starting on the defense side. So they've maybe chosen to play on that side to maybe support, or maybe Fleece Police actually chose to start on the attack, which is a pretty good tactic from them. So see how it plays out if Viben Esports can counter that very heavily sided attacker map, or if Fleece Police will be able to read straight into Viben's defense and take control from the very start.
Yeah, on the previous matches, they did struggle. Not the one before this, but when they took, I think, Bravado to Chalet. So hopefully they've learned a couple of lessons from there, and they'll be implementing some changes to make sure that it's not a clean sweep. So I'm going to be supporting them again. I hope they don't get discouraged. I hope that they just take a lot from this tournament and carry on as a team or grow, because we do need more teams in the South African esports scene, especially in Siege. So I hope they do carry on as a team, and I hope they take a little more experience from this and grow as a team. So I'm guessing you are stuck with Viben now, Justin.
Yep, I will stick with Viben for this matchup. I believe Viben has what it takes to take it all the way. So, but we'll have to see if they can execute that and prove me right, or if I'll be proved wrong if Fleece Police, the underdogs, come out from the bottom of, well, we don't actually know what to expect from them. We have seen them play on Chalet, but we did say, we pointed out a lot of the mistakes. So if they went and rewatched the game to see what mistakes they made, they would have maybe got a bit more help and input from us and be able to change up those things, and we might see a better game come out from them.
Yeah, I hope they watched those games. But with all of that said, all the players are ready and in the lobby. Let's get the ban phase on the way and get this match in Chalet to get started. Right, so what bans are you expecting to see this time? Are there going to be any target bans? Are there going to be any strategical bans? Hopefully for Fleece Police could target a couple of Viben players and, I don't know, trip them up in some way or sort.
Well, it all depends on how Viben Esports want to play this, because they are starting on the defense. They are starting off with their ban very first, so they can decide which attacker is going to be banned. They could ban the Thatcher, they could ban the Flores to try and support that bit of shield play. They do actually ban the Thatcher instead, so it's up to Fleece Police now. Sorry. To decide to decide what they want on the attack or what they want to start on the defense. If it's more default, we'd probably see a Monty or Flores ban at the moment, or maybe even a Jackal ban to counter that heavy, let's say, roam clear coming out from the attackers when Viben Esports get there, but that will not be the case as the Monty does get banned out, as predicted.
Yeah, so on defense, I'm probably expecting a mirror to be banned out, but I can't remember if Fleece Police played a mirror or not. But I think in the previous bans, they did forego the mirror completely. I think they played mirror on Oregon. I was just about to say, I swear to God, I was just about to say they might ban the Kaid. And so they did. They banned the Kaid, and probably Viben has a choice now. Do they ban the mirror or do they ban somebody else?
I think they maybe a Wamai. Actually, no, Bandit.
Okay. Wow. Okay, this is a first time being banned on a tournament is Bandit. We've never seen this ban before. So, I foresee a mute being played a whole lot this match because that is the one other person that can deny any sort of hard breach entry. But it's kind of easy to deal with those, especially for the fact that Maverick is in play. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But
Yes, but very interesting lineup coming out here from Vibe and Esports as Dr. Dropshot is actually bringing the cab. He sticks the cab as the Clash gets 6-pick out to a mirror. So very interesting. Cab is not a very common operator that we like to see, but for Dr. Dropshot, we do see it quite a bit as he likes to have that bit of roam presence around in the areas, and especially a map like Chalet, which has been reworked. It is extremely big and extremely hard to clear for the attackers if that cab is on the board. There is no Jackal being played out for Fleece Police, so that is going to be their very first mistake in that operator sticking through. Maybe they thought it was going to be 6-pick, maybe they didn't, but either way, they don't have that utility to support that lurking Caveira on the map as Chalet.
yeah, so what I'm wondering right now is how Fleece Police is going to deal with this top floor hold and how they're going to defend this top floor hold. One thing they struggled with a lot in Chalet is that top floor hold. Even though the site wasn't at the top, they did have some presence at the top, but they struggled to keep it or get hold of it. So we'll see what kind of changes they've made on the attack. Right now, it looks like they're going to be splitting their push, one in library, and some of them going into fireplace downstairs. That's the Ash. Probably going to be trying to get rid of those mute jammers from below. But Sandals is there to contest, so that's going to make it intensely difficult for them to get through to him. Dropshot is also on the cabbie roaming around downstairs. He's going to propose a problem for them. And look at this mirror looking at the hallway right now. That is sort of a default thing. See, how did Ash manage to get that breaching charge off without the mirror downstairs contesting him?
I think it might have been an angle that he could get that just slipped through, and then the mirror wasn't able to really react properly to that. But that mirror window will be, I believe it is taken out. I'm not 100% sure. No, it isn't. There's just the mute jammer that was destroyed, but it will be just put straight back up as Causa goes and rotates one of his mute jammers to try and support that wall from staying closed. Leon does here on the library doorway trying to lurk in as Ash here trying to support from below to get rid of this utility once again. He will be contested as one player falls, but there is a refrag from that Claymore. I believe it was a jump out, but that is figure off the board and the Legion no longer in play. Ash gets a kill for himself, that sensor to add onto the board, and now adding it to a 4 versus 3 situation with a minute 20 left on the clock.
Fleece Police is on their stride right now, leaving Vibin with only 3 players left, the Cavi, Jaeger, and the Mirror. Last time we saw the Mirror, she was stuck downstairs, so maybe she'll have to make his way upstairs. Right now, I think Sensor saw somebody walking in, but he does get deleted by the Jaeger, and the Jaeger is refragged by the one of Ace. That's short like Mozzie. He's going to go for the diffuser plant, but Dropshot is there to deny it completely. They do know where Dropshot is, does take a couple of shots and misses. No, he did get the down and finishes it off. Dropshot returning for Vibin Esports right now, and he gets an interrogation for the last guy. They know where he is. That's Popeye all of on top of the roof. So he's going to be buying his time right now. Probably going to be baiting out a couple of or a kill or 2. Or he's going to be saving a KD and taking a minute. I mean, there's no point in taking a timeout right now, but he's going to do it as well. A little bit of banter there. Yeah, he's just going to waste the time. There's only 14 seconds left. There's not much you can do. But in these situations, I would suggest for them to at least try. It's only the first round. You've got nothing to lose in the first round. Just try and at least clutch the round out. You know, you never know what's going to happen. This is a game of Siege. Anything is possible. You know, the one-shot headshot mechanic is to your advantage and for you to exploit. But nonetheless, Vibin takes the first round as predicted, and we go into the second round.
There in that round, really, I say this a lot, but the round isn't over until that last either player falls to the ground or the time runs out. So you should try your best to especially go for it. Maybe let's say you're losing 4-0 and then you're the last remaining player. By all means, you can use that to support your team and take a technical timeout. But in the very first round, it's not really necessary. At that point, you can maybe get an opening pick from one of the players, get a refrag, and then you can line up yourself and move yourself forward to get the very second pick and clutch up the round. But unfortunately, that was not the case, as Fleece Police didn't attempt it. But again, now we see Viben Esports going down to Snowmobile, Garage, and Wine Cellar as their second site, which is not a very common site played anymore because it isn't that versatile as, let's say, bar gaming or kitchen and dining. But for them, they will be have that mirror in play with the Goyo, another smoke shield, and then obviously that Caveira, which will be helping on that roam from Dr. Dropshot. He did get a 2k the previous round and got an interrogation on that operator. So far, it's playing really well for him.
Yeah, so all VP was missing was coverage on that diffuser plan. I think they should have made a better choice of planting closer to the mirror so they can't be shot from the mirror. So just under the mirror there would have been a much safer plant. But, hindsight is 2020. And if there's a cycle, hopefully they can pull one off. Right now, they've gone to Wine Cellar, as Justin explained, and we'll be seeing what kind of attack this is going to be. Somebody's all the way up top, 2 players up top. That's the Jaeger and the drop shot on the Cav. So they're going to be roaming all the way up there. Will VP be choosing to take it from the top, or are they going to cut right through the site and go directly towards the site? One of those garage panels are not reinforced. So whether they're going to take advantage of that or not is all up in the air right now.
This extension here from Viben Esports really going to be able to support them. But yeah, that impact grenade coming from Dr. Dropshot, I believe it's so that his teammate can actually play from below. But that's what a shot from Dr. Dropshot as he takes out Popeye. Yeah, trying to contest into this garage area. Mira, well, actually, Caveira does lose quite a bit of HP as now they're being contested from the vertical. Dr. Dropshot allowing to get a second pick on for himself in the round, contesting here this trophy window once again. Can't find the angle, but now it is all up to the last 3 remaining players of Fleece Police. Actually 2 as I say that, as Corzo swings wide with that mirror vector and picks off the player Elite sitting in that garage.
Leonidas is unaware of that angle above him and does get punished for it from Corsa and drop shot, finishing off Leonidas and makes it a 2 for Viben Esports. VP completely baffled in that site. They had so many angles that they had to worry about and had no clue how to deal with them, especially that angle from a trophy or west hallway leading down and upwards, and yeah, they couldn't deal with it completely. So yeah, they're gonna have to take note of that. Of course, they're bringing a Chunker this time around. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 6th pick, or he might just be memeing and bringing it for kicks. We'll see.
To be fair, Chachanka is really a good operator in the new meta, especially with that shield. Just being allowed, it's basically like a smoke, but it's a 6th pick. More onto, if you're not comfortable with that shotgun SMG 11, that Tachanka helps with the longer range of those Shamika fire grenades, and that shield allows him to sit in areas where he needs to hold. For example, Barn Gaming is a very pivotal point to hold top IV stairs, but for Tachanka he has that shield. For Viben Esports, they do have 2 shields in play, as they have sandals on the Echo as well, so allowing to just sort of deny that plant. Sorry, I couldn't figure out my word, but because I saw the shotgun actually coming out from the Echo, which is very interesting. But I believe it's a part of their setup, as they have feet holes going all the way on bar, and the mirror once again being played out. There is actually a 6 pick onto the Jackal from Fleece Police. I was going to point out that the Caveira is being played every single round so far, and Fleece Police have not taken the Jackal, but they corrected me and took that Jackal to support, clearing out that Caveira.
I'm glad they figured that one out. And where we saw Tachanka reinforce the very first wall is where this mirror is going to be going, which is expected. So that will give that Tachanka a chance to launch those Shimikas all over to the window in case any attacker jumps in. So right now, Kaiko is very creepingly aiming at the drone hole, waiting for an unsuspecting attacker to punish him. Right now, we have a roaming Tachanka from Kosa. He might catch some players or two trying to rappel up into the office side of things. Now, this is where VP struggles a lot, taking this office side or holding it, and they're going to be met by drop shot. This is a chance for them to bring a drop shot. Gets another one of those quick peek shots onto Popeye, eliminating him completely. That's the Zafir off the board. Fortunately for them, Sensor is still alive with the Jackal. Corsa adds on to the kill count, eliminating Leonidas. And yeah, VP is falling apart right now, but they kind of have an idea of where most of the players are. But Figure also wants a piece of the action, eliminating Elite. And they're unable to get into the building right now. If somebody else gets downed, that was the Figure, eliminated by Short Like Mozzie.
The last two remaining attackers, once again, a minute 30 left on the clock. So good time work from Viben Esports to delay these attackers. As now a jump in actually comes here from Sensor onto those bottom main stairs, and he picks off Kavira. That's Dr. Drop Shot off of the board, but he is put onto less than 50 HP. So that is going to be a bit of a struggle for him, as he's going to be contested by that main lobby fireplace area, as he is just spotting out the angle, as he does get flanked from behind. Kaiko with the fist punches him in the back and gets the pick for himself, as he does actually get refragged from Short Like Mozzie on that ace, getting himself a double kill for the round. And now in a 2 versus 1, he has to try and clutch it out to keep his team in the game. He spots out the player but isn't able to shoot past that shield, as they are holding a crossfire, and Causa gets the very last kill to win out the round and bring Viben Esports to a 3-0 full site rotation for themselves in this matchup.
He had the right idea there, Short Like Mozzie, using that Salma charge on the floor. And if he had just stuck around a bit longer on the floor, he might have been able to see Kosa behind that shield on top of the pool table. But I'm sure he was thinking that he was pressed for time and he needed to push and find a kill. And unfortunately, he saw him too late as he jumped down the hatch. Nonetheless, going over to Master Bedroom and Office full cycle this time. So now that VP has an idea of what to expect in Master Bedroom, I'm hoping that they're a bit more successful this time around. We do see a couple of changes from Viben though, also on the dock, and I think Figure bought the Clash this time. They didn't bring those two operators before, so we'll see if their whole does shift around in terms of where their positions were played before.
Indeed, that bulletproof camera from Causa on that dock is going to be able to give so much intel on that IV hallway once that default camera is taken out. And Figure on that Clash is really going to be able to delay these attackers. They do have a Capiteo in place of that to try and delay, but they don't have the Jackal once again, and Cav is still on the board. So that Kavira being a big problem for Fleece Police at the moment. They do spot our two players pushing down to roam in the bottom floor and go for the spawn peaks on this trophy window. They are holding a crossfire here to both spawns. Will they be punished, or will they be able to get something off of this pick? A player does get spotted out, but Causa pushes away, as now Figure actually gets taken out by Popeye. Very good pick for him as he picks off the Clash, and that Clash utility is not going to be able to be used whatsoever to delay those attackers anymore. We do see Dr. Dropshot here at the bottom of trains trying to contest this area, as Causa goes back to the trophy window to try and get Popeye. Once again, he does spot out the play and he gets the kill, as Kaiko gets a pick on the other side as well, killing Sensor from that main lobby double door. And now being contested, he will just fall back to try and hold a better angle.
Yep, Viben Esports is eliminating a VP right now. But it's not lost just yet. It's only a 3v4. They could come back to this because Viben is doing a lot of roaming, so they're kind of spread out a little bit. But not to say it's a senseless roaming at all. As you can see, they do have a plan. It is working out rather well for them. Now, what VP needs to do is isolate a couple of these players, and that's what Leonidas does as he gets a kill onto Drop Shot. That's a very good pick. So now Viben is going to be shuffling to return fire onto that. So they do not know about this player coming up blue stairs. And that was Itosa getting Leonidas and Elite. That's a triple for him right now. The wall is breached. and they know about it. But Short Like Mozzie is stuck on his lonesome. He has to deal with all three of these players from this K9 balcony. He has to find at least one of them as they return to site. He does see that door being punched open, but not quick enough on a draw. Does miss his shots, but they do know where he is. That's why he had to reposition. That is a very good idea. So maybe he can come up from blue stairs or somewhere else. It might catch them off guard while they're waiting. But if he does take his time, they are going to realize this and know exactly what's going to happen.
Down all the way here, entrenched with 50 or 45 seconds left on the clock. He is going to try and push up those blue stairs. It does look like that. He still has enough time. He doesn't have any drones. Hopefully the rest of his teammates have some drones on the map to give some intel. If not, he's going to have to rely on his game sense and his sound to try and peek into these angles. He does get spotted out by the camera, so his location is given away to these defenders. He does spot an echo drone, isn't able to really take it out, and he'll just fall back down all the way to the bottom blue once again and play time. He is trying to save his KD and maybe give his team a bit of time to talk about their mistakes and come up with a better game plan for this next two attacks that they have remaining on the board.
Yeah, with just 20 seconds in that position, you don't really have enough time to rotate. So I would say just take the gunfights and challenge them. That's the only way you're going to learn how to survive these situations. And that's the only way you really learn how to clutch situations like these. Just take those gunfights, 20 seconds to kill 3 players. That's enough time. So I would say when put in those situations again, just try and go for it and, throw caution to the wind and try to win the round. Nonetheless, Vibin does get a 4th round on the board, trailing away from Fleece Police and going over to Wine Cellar again. It's a full cycle and full cycle plus 1, I should say.
Indeed, that is. But Wine Cellar again, they do have a different operator lineup, but that Goyo, Kavera, and Mira still being in play. There is a Warden now instead of the Smoke from the previous round, and Kaiko obviously there switching out from the Jaeger onto an Alibi. So they do not have anything to protect those shields, but they do have 3 shields in play for actually 4 shields, sorry, because of the Goyo shields. They do have 4 of those shields to try and hold out those areas and just maybe put a lot of pressure. It does look like they are putting 4 shields in red hallway, so I think they are just trying to do hurdles or something. I doubt that the attackers will push through there because the Goya shields and those shields are just, as you can see, it's impossible to push through there. So very interesting from them, a bit of a troll coming out from their side, but nonetheless the attackers have to try and deal with that. But I believe a main stairs push would be a lot better of an execute for Fleece Police.
Yeah, I wonder if you throw a grenade onto the first Goya shield, if it's going to cause a domino effect. And just speaking of one domino effect, Popeye gets completely deleted off the server by Corsa, and Dropshot adds onto that, eliminating Sensor. So a rough start for VP right now. Vibin trailing away when it comes to man count, and somebody else might get the tail end of this Kavera, but they managed to survive it a little bit. No, he didn't survive. He actually got down and is going for the interrogation outside. And now they know where everybody else is, courtesy of Dropshot. A poor VP are in incredible danger right now. They're still close to spawn, so they can just tuck themselves away in there and wait for a couple of freebies that are going to come out from Vibin. You should be taking advantage of this if you are VP. And that's exactly what Short Like Mozzie is doing. He's just waiting for them to run out and get a free pick or so. The time is going to run out. So.
Sorry, I was going to say Leonidas needs to try and cook one of those grenades to kill that player on that balcony, because he's currently doing a head glitch. He isn't able to get taken out there, but he does get put onto 1 HP, and now just circling around that pillar, trying to keep safe. He will be able to retreat actually into the bar area, and the other player gets to push back, but he is constantly peeking outside of that garage. Will they be able to spot out this player in master bedroom holding the angle? He does get spotted out. The shots don't connect. Actually, he does get the down, but he is not out just yet, so he has the opportunity to get picked up. But if Vibin Esports want to try and keep this round and not throw it away, they need to leave that player upstairs and stop peeking out of those garage doorways so recklessly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are they running in and out of the garage? And it was it breached by the ace?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing it being breached by the ace. That mirror is there using the shield, and that's not going to work, says Leonidas. He might be able to get a plant off here if he manages to kill this alibi that's left in here. The alibi does peek with a pistol, goes for the prone, and finishes Leonidas off. And Short Like Mozzie is once again left alone to deal with the mess. Two players to find? Not bad at all. 20 seconds again. We've seen this story a couple of times. And he's going to be going for the peak right now. He's going to challenge it through a charge on the wall to get a better line of sight and challenge it much better. Now, the Cav is presenting multiple of opportunities for Short Like Mozzie, and he does take advantage of that. He's going to be jumping in, doesn't know where the last player is, and he's tucked away in blue right now and shoots him in the back as Short Like Mozzie is just walking in without a care in the world of where that player is. I mean, he had about 6 or 7 seconds left, so there wasn't enough time. But yeah, unlucky for Fleece Police.
It's very unfortunate. Vibrant Esports now currently 5-0 in their first defense half, taking it to their very last site, Barn Gaming, as their rotation. If they win this, they would have had 2 full rotations, one on their defense, and then only need to win 1 attacking round. But unfortunately for Fleece Police, that means that they have to try and bring back 7 rounds in a row from this point on if they want to win out this game and keep themselves with that map advantage. But unfortunately, we'll have to see how that plays out and if they can fix their attacks. They do have a couple operators being brought out instead of their usual lineup. They are bringing out that Blackbeard and Capiteo once again instead of the Nomad and the IQ. And as we see from the side of Vibrant Esports, they do have the Clash Capcan figure on the Vigil with the Boss G, and then Kavira with the shotgun now, and Echo with the shotgun. So it looks like they're trying to open a couple walls here with these shotguns. A very interesting one, but we'll have to see how it works out.
It's going to be an open plan site right now with that entire wall being completely demolished. I think that's what they're going for. Looks like that's exactly what they're going for. So, Fleece Police has the right operators, I think, especially with that Capitao. They can completely nullify the Tachanka, or at least go head to head with that Tachanka. Push sight, flood it completely. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of Vibin players roaming around. That shotgun is going to mess them up. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It does down somebody, which is Popeye on the Blackbeard. So now they do know where the Tachanka is. Also goes on to the pistol. C4 in hand. He wants that finish. That shrapnel might get him. No, it does not. And so that player does get picked up. A couple of wall bangs from the garage door. So Kosa is stuck right now, but he's comfortable. He's just going to stick it out. That Cavi gets a pistol shot onto Elite, eliminating him. This is free reign right now for Vibrant Esports.
2 minutes, 5 seconds left on the clock, and Causa still contesting in this garage. He will get droned out. He just pushes back and he gets a wall bang as he flicks back with the pistol. That's Popeye off of the board. His figure loses some HP as well. A sensor picks him off, pushing through that area. Now the Cav sitting here in kitchen where you do see his feet, but hopefully he is able to see it as now the Capcan does come here to support. There is 2 players down as Causa gets downed as well, but he'll be able to be retrieved as there are 2 interrogations lined up here for drop shot on that Kavira. And well, it's all up to Short Like Mozzie, and no it isn't, as Kaiko jumps out of mudroom window and gets the final kill for the round, bringing Vibrant Esports to match point and a 6-0 lead.
How many interrogations did we see this match? I think about 4.
Yep.
Or 5 or 4. Yeah, they need to really make use of those jackal scans, and I think they just need to stick together a bit more and flood each player of Vibrant Esports. But nonetheless, that's all in the past now. They're switching over to defense. Hopefully they can get a couple of rounds over there. But as we know, Vibrant Esports' attack is very deadly, and right now look at what they're bringing. They're bringing every annoying operator you can think of, minus the Dokkaebi. So we have the Fuse, And I say Dokkaebi, and the Dokkaebi does get brought in, especially the Amaru and Blitz and Blackbeard. Yeah, this is going to be this is either going to be a mess or an exciting 20-second rush.
I think it might be a rush in the end, just by the operator lineup. I don't think this round will last long. Either Fleece Police expect it and they are able to counter it and get, those picks. If they just kill that Blitz and the Amaru from coming through, the other 3 members will have to then face off against 5. But if it's successful, it is very unfortunate that it wasn't able to be held off. They do have that frost in play from Popeye, so hopefully those frost mats can maybe be put in positions to stop that rush. But for this round, it might end up being a Solarium just straight rush, which I think might be the case because all the players have spawned this side of the map.
Yeah, and if we saw their Fuse did bring the shield as well, so the Fleece Police is gonna struggle, especially with the Blitz and the Fuse with the shield. And the C4 does come out though, doesn't do any damage at all, and Sandals from those Solarium windows does get a pick onto a lead. Rooney jumps from Solarium downstairs, but doesn't get a pick at all. Kaiko is there to support, and Figure finishes him off. Short Like Muzzy does get a pick onto Sandals, but somebody else, Short Like Muzzy's bringing it back right now, but it's him left alone again, and Tosa finishes it off. No need to plant the diffuser or do anything else. They have dealt with Fleece Police easy as pie and finishes the first map in a flawless victory. Going over to map 2, which is Clubhouse.
Very well played from Viben Esports there to take the flawless victory 7-0. We did see some very interesting plays, which I don't think should have happened in the end, but it is how the game turned out. So we'll have to just live with it and see if some things can change in match 2, which is Clubhouse. Hopefully we don't see any more of this just full-on rushing, and at least just give that sort of respect to their teammates, or not their teammates, towards their opponents. But for Fleece Police, they need to try and now rework what they want to do on their Clubhouse defense, or actually attack, as Viben Esports has defense once again. So once again, being disadvantaged as Clubhouse is the defender-sided map, going to be very difficult for them to take those attacks, especially with that aggression being presented by Viben Esports.
Yeah, I don't remember Fleece Police playing in Clubhouse at all. I think most of their matches have been Oregon and Chalet. I think that's the only, I've only seen them in Oregon and Chalet. But yeah, going over to Clubhouse, I don't know what to expect from a VP at all, but we all know what to expect from Viben. So I don't know. I think Fleece Police should take advantage of Viben's aggression, so to say. They are at the tail end of things. Viben are the better players, obviously. Nobody can deny that. But Fleece Police did have a couple of moments there where they took advantage of Viben's aggression and stuff. And sometimes you can get away with doing a couple of, stupid things like waiting for Viben to trip up on their own, especially with them spreading around so much and roaming around and bringing the cavi so much. Just kind of wait for them to trip up and eliminate them like that. And once there's only 2 of them left and you have more players, that's when you can flood on them. But nonetheless, they will learn these kind of lessons in time as a team if they do choose to stay as a team. But yeah, we'll see how everything goes in Clubhouse.
Indeed, Clubhouse, the map 2 for this game in the best of 3. If we see Fleece Police able to take this one, then we will go to the decider of Oregon. But first, they need to get through Clubhouse and what is in store from Viben Esports on their defense or on their attack when they get to that side. But hopefully all the players are ready in the lobby so we can get straight on the way. I don't think anyone wanted a break for this half. So we'll get straight into the matchup. And William, what are you thinking for this map with bans?
The map bans, I was tripped up completely with those bans in Chalet. So I don't know. In terms of attack, I am expecting a Thatcher to be banned, and I'm probably expecting a Hibana or Ash to be banned. I don't know why I have a feeling Ash is going to be banned, but that's from Fleece Police. I'm expecting them to ban a weird operator like Ash or something like that, but we'll see.
Nomad.
Nomad.
And Nomad being banned out here by Vibe and Esports, their very first ban, which means they're going to play very aggressive on those runouts, those jump outs, and just the overall speed spawn peaks on this map, such as Clubhouse. Those claymores are going to be needed heavily by Fleece Police if they want to counter that, or bringing the gridlock instead to support them. If we look at their ban, it will be a Maverick ban. So Thatcher is on the play for on the board for Fleece Police to play and support their util clear. For defense, I'm thinking more of a Mira and Kate ban. Maybe it's a bit of a default ban, or maybe they'll ban that Kavira straight and counter Dr. Dropshot as he did play it every single round in the previous matchup. So we'll have to wait and see what that is. Please be the Cav. Actually, it's a Valkyrie, so not choosing to ban that one out. Maybe Viben choose to play the Cav, maybe they don't. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, look, a Cav ban is a useless ban, but if I was Fleece Police, I would ban the Cav one for sure. I mean, it did mess them up completely, and I think that kind of deters on your mental state in this game whenever Cav has free reign like that to just demolish your entire team. So if I was them, I would ban out the Cav and, I don't know, deal with the Valk. I mean, Mozzie is going to be on board. Echo is going to be on board. So Maestro is also on board. So maybe they just, I don't know, eliminating the Valk because of runouts, but the runouts are going to happen either way. So there's no getting away from that. So I don't know, get rid of the Cav and deal with the roam much easier.
Indeed, but that Oryx as well going to be roaming with the Vigil, and the Kavira going to be supporting that roam, as there is a 6-pick from that Ella onto the Warden from Figure, and from that Blackbeard onto Flores from Short like Mozzie. The Ying also being played out, so there's no Jaeger on the board, and they do have a Thatcher, so that doesn't matter. So those Candelas are going to be able to go straight into side, which will be able to help with those smoke grenades and just try and support that bit of plant. I think that's why the Warden was 6-picked on to by Figure to counter that Ying and those smokes to really just support his teammates on site.
Now, Fleece Police choosing to just bring 2 hard breaches, that is the Habana and Ace. Seeing as that the Thatcher is on the board, it's not 100% necessary to bring that many hard breaches, but I mean, rather have him and need him, not need him, or need him and not have him, I guess. But that wall, one of those panels, is going to be left open to play the mirror. And yeah, this is going to be hard to deal with, or it might be easy to deal with considering, you know, how many operators and hard breaches Fleece Police has. Dr. Dropshot is waiting for a run out all the way out in strip. He might be... I thought he was going to try to throw an impact at that, which is never going to reach. And he does do that run out, but he finds nobody. But they do know where he is now. Now, this is good news for Fleece Police. If they are smart, they would trap Dr. Dropshot where he is, because there's no way out of Strip Club except for one area, which is what he's going to be doing. And he's going to do that for free.
Indeed, now the Cav contesting this kitchen hallway does lose a lot of HP as Kaiko actually swings wide with the shotgun and picks off Sensor, but he does get traded out by Elite, and Elite gets traded out by Figure. So that's a 4 versus 2 now for Vibe and Esports, as Popeye here is creeping in this kitchen hallway to try and contest that Kavira, just swinging onto this bathroom. If he gets that intel, he'll be able to put pressure on him and take him out, as he is very low on HP. Sandals as well, very low on HP, so he needs to watch out for that peek, as Dr. Dropshot just peeking now, and he does have the intel that there might be somebody in kitchen just waiting for the player to push out. He is at crouch level, and Dr. Dropshot is holding a very high angle, but will Popeye swing this, or will he just sit and wait? A minute 20 left on the clock, and Leon does now Leonidas, all the way at main door, trying to contest that area as he is being contested by Lounge and Dr. Dropshot peeking there by the strip club. Leonidas does get a pick onto Causa. That is the mirror off of the board, and now Oryx back to the run out here as Popeye trying to push up this main stairs. Will he be contested by the Kavira? No, it is bad timing from the 2 as he pushes back up, and Cav will be able to flank up. Leonidas gets a pick onto Figure, but will Popeye spot him out? He does spot him out. He wins the gunfight, bringing it to a 2 versus 1, and just giving some humble teabags as Sandals is all the way here in sight on the Oryx and getting shot by Leonidas, but the shot's being missed as he's able to free back into sight with 35 seconds left on the clock. Surely this is VP's round win.
Well, you'd think it's VP's round to win, but they only have 20 seconds left to pick up that diffuser and find the Oryx, and Sandals is going all the way around. By the time he gets back into sight, they will already also be in sight. But without that diffuser planted, you're going to lose this round. That's if Sandals does survive. The plant does go down, but they're looking at the wrong area. Where's the coverage, boys? You're covering the wrong spot. Dr. Sandals takes advantage of that, and Popeye unable to react because he was looking the wrong side. And oh my, that is a round stolen by Vibin Esports and completely handed on a silver platter from Fleece Police as the Oryx was running back into sight. And my God, you have to hit those shots, buddy.
That was a very interesting one. I believe there might have been a bit of I'm not sure how it works, if it has been changed, but when Oryx is dashing like that, it might be a split second delay where shots aren't able to hit onto him. Maybe, he becomes a bit of the hitbox starts moving a bit more and you can't really shoot onto that player. So either that's a glitch or
stop running before he ran into the garage.
I completely understand that, but it did, from my perspective watching that, like some of the bullets hit him, or maybe it just went straight just left or right of him, but that should have done at least some damage because he was very low. So
yeah,
we don't know what the actual cause of that, if he whiffed or if it might have been a bit of a bug. But that's unfortunate, as Sandals does clutch out that round in that 1 versus 2, which shouldn't have really happened, but he just played time, waited for the diffuser to try and go down, and took out the player and ran straight off. So well done to him, really well played. But now we see Vibin Esports going down to the bottom floor, as they do have a Mira and Cav in play with that Maestro, the Vigil, and then the Smoke. They don't have a Jaeger for ADSs, so that shield is going to just get destroyed straight away, but those Evil Eyes are going to be able to cause a lot of problems for the attackers as they need to push into side. The Spawn Peak coming out here from Kaiko as he picks off Popeye with that Boss G ACOG on Construction Wall. He is being contested here, not able to spot out the player, but short like Mozzie, also low on HP as Kaiko is as well. Leonidas gets picked off by Causa, and Dr. Dropshot gets down here outside of Garage. I don't think he knows. I think it was just a random pre-fire, but Kaiko also very low. So at the moment, it's looking really good for Fleece Police.
Now, what Fleece Police isn't doing is droning on their entry. As you can see right now, they should have a drone in Garage. The site is in Arsenal and Church, so you should have a pre-placed in Garage, so you should be able to get intel onto whoever's in Garage, and therefore that cap should have been finished a long time ago. And Dr. Dropshot falls to another random pre-fire in Garage. That's just an unlucky round for him that time. You ran into 2 pre-fires and ultimately died from it, and leaving it on a 4v3 in favor of a VP.
4 versus 3 indeed, as there's a minute 45 left on the clock. Sensor is here at the bottom of main stairs. The wall is not reinforced off, so Figure can be taken out here from a wallbang if they do get some intel. He does have that shotgun in hand. Will they be able to spot out this player in blue with the Bosch ACOG? He will be able to get taken out, but no, it's Figure that swings wide and takes him out with the shotgun. Kaiko adds onto the board as he finishes off short like Mozzie with that SMG-12. The last 2 remaining players, the Ibana and the Thatcher, able to maybe open up those hatches. They do have that stock hatch open, but they have to go against 3 players and that mirror window from Sandals playing in sight.
He does flash himself, but on the jump, but he safely does enter into blue. They do know exactly where he is as Figure finishes him off. Has used that shotgun. I call it the dubstep gun to destroy the wall. A couple of little holes in there, but Elite might be able to catch Kaiko off, and as he does that, leaves it on a 2v1, but he does need to find 2 more players of Vibin. We've seen this tail over and over again. With only 2 seconds left, he gets shotgun from a distance. That thing is a laser beam. Finishes Fleece Police off and gets another round for Vibin.
Well done to Vibin Esports there after the bit of that roam, which was a mess from the pre-fires just coming out from Fleece Police. They're supporting them in the round. They could have tried and clutched it out. It was very close, but then unfortunately there at the end, they didn't have the intel that they needed, especially with those walls being soft. Some pre-fires from that gridlock might have been the better play than pushing through the doorway, as well that with that secondary shotgun, it can open up that wall to create some counter angles towards those defenders having to play in those areas. So maybe just a bit of mistakes coming out from Fleece Police, but still well done from Vibin Esports to clutch out the round after being disadvantaged from the very beginning.
Yeah, Fleece Police just needs to calm down a little bit, especially when they're getting out of spawn. Wait for those spawn peaks, because ultimately those are free kills. Those are risky plays, and you should be taking advantage of those spawn peaks. Those are kind of they're free kills essentially, and if you're not aware of those, if you're just running out of spawn, then you are going to get punished for it. But I don't know, just calm down a little, wait for those peaks to come in and get a free kill, and that's just how it works. But then again, in this kind of environment, things are a little bit stressful, especially for new teams or whatever. So I do not fault them, but they will learn the hard way. So bedroom site, and right now the site is spread all the way into cache and possibly CCTV, and that west wall is left completely soft. So a little bit of drone work could help them figure that out, and maybe just rotate over to that west wall and get rid of it. Right now, somebody survived a spawn peek from that garage door. I think it was the Flores. So he's going to come off clean off that. Popeye has opened up one of those panels in Dirt Tunnel, but he's going to be met by the cabbie if he does push in.
I believe it was actually the Cav that opened that up, trying to wait for the players. Yeah, both the impacts have been used. So she's trying to wait for those players to go into the jacuzzi balcony and contest them, as now the mirror swinging wide there with that mirror window, trying to put some pressure on those attackers on the jacuzzi balcony, as now an ash charge does come out from Popeye to get rid of that bathroom wall where the mirror window is placed on. But the attackers will just fall back, or their defenders will actually fall back, as the attackers now have control of that jacuzzi balcony.
They have an ace, right? Oh yeah, they do have an ace. Why don't you open that wall? And oh, was that a C4 coming out? No, it was not. But the Boss G is gonna hit Elite in the head, and Dropshot is also gonna find the head of Popeye and take them off the board completely. So that is the Thatcher and the Ash off the board. Sensor eliminates Kaiko, but a Figure answers back with a kill onto Leonidas, leaving a Sensor and Short like Mozzie to fend off for themselves again. We've been seeing the same story. Now Clash on the window to contest the Sensor on the Zofia. If Zofia doesn't have any support, he might die to this Dr. Dropshot, but no, Short like Mozzie is there to help his teammate out with a shot onto Dr. Dropshot, taking him off the server. So now they can work on this gym site and possibly eliminate their clash and possibly get a plant down and get around on the board.
45 seconds left on the clock. The last 2 remaining attackers have to go against these 3 defenders. The Clash peeking wide. He has the alibi as well, with behind her with the shotgun. Does lose some HP, but that Clash will just go away as she just carries on stunning these players. The player peeking up here, not able to hit his shot. Sensor gets taken out, but Short like Mozzie gets the refrag. It's a 1 versus 2. The Clash and the mirror. The mirror is currently sitting in gym door with that mirror window, just waiting for this player to push in and not being able to spot him out. As now the clash spins round, will he be able to shoot his feet? No, he won't, as he runs out of ammo.
No,
Causa
don't turn
flicks
your
around.
back on the enemy.
Causa flicks around and gets the kill onto Short Like Mozzie, bringing Viben Esports onto a 3-0 lead currently. Full site rotation for them, as they will now choose to go back to CCTV as their fourth site.
Yeah, you never turn your back on the enemy. If you are gonna back off with your gun out. You still have a couple of bullets left. Just pre-fire or just shoot till you get to safety and then go for the reload. So yeah, little things like those that you should learn earlier on in this game. So we are going to CCTV and Cash, and it's looking like the same kind of lineup as before. Visual Alibi, Kavira, Echo, and Clash. And VP still hasn't had an answer to deal with any of them. They still have yet to win a single round ever since Chalet. So yeah, they need to do something right now, or I just want them to get one round. That's all. Just give us one round, Fleece Police. Just one round.
I believe they can do it. We've seen two very close rounds. That very first one and the second one. And the third one was still pretty close. But unfortunately, Short Like Mozzie being pressured by that clash, the Thatcher not really being utilized to its full potential there in that round. Did they have the clash? Not the clash, sorry, the Thatcher in that round?
Yeah, they did.
So they did use it. So it's just unfortunate that the Thatcher did get picked off before he was able to use that utility. If you don't know, you can use those EMP grenades that Thatcher provides to get rid of that electrical circuit in Clash's shield, which then disables the shield, so you can push forward and then melee her, and one of your teammates can shoot her shield or shoot the bottom of her feet exposed by the shield. But that is not the case, as Kaiko is going for a spawn peak once again with the Sparsh G ACOG. He does take off a lot of HP of Popeye, leaving him on 25 HP. The drop shot just stuck there in that little corner, sitting there waiting patiently as Sandals joins him as well on the Echo. Causa losing some HP as well onto 25 HP, but now it is a bit more stagnant for the attackers.
Hey, see, this is a bit better now from Fleece Police, although I would have liked Popeye to have played that situation much safer and not lose that much HP, but they did chip away onto Viben Esports' HP, onto Kaiko and Causa, so it seems like they are slowly taking advantage of those spawn peaks. And right now, I don't know what happened there, but Sensor does get a pick onto Causa, but Figure answers back with a shot onto Sensor. This shotgun is completely annihilating Fleece Police right now, but they did get the wall open, and here comes another run out. There's nothing to deter this run out at all, except for a lead on the Thatcher. Oh, they do have a Claymore on that door, and that drone does eliminate him at all. So he's going to go around, and if the garage walls are soft, they'll probably try to wallbang the cabbie from that side. Otherwise, Short Like Mozzie is in danger of that run out. Kaiko has had enough of that spawn peak in that side. He's going to close that panel up, forcing the player from VP to forego that push and go elsewhere.
One drone is all Fleece Police need in sight there to try and spot out Dr. Dropshot and Sandals sitting in that corner, and then a nade. Well, actually, they don't have a nade, but I mean, they could be an easy pre-fire from that CCTV window. Speaking of that, Leonidas gets a pick onto Kaiko. That was the player playing at the bottom of garage/rafters, as those alibi clones do get taken out by him. They do have full control of rafters, as now an angle is being held here by Figure, but Short Like Mozzie does pick off Dr. Dropshot as he does spot him out, and the last remaining player, Sandals, now standing in the little corner. Will they be able to spot out his feet, or will he be able to make a play here with these Echo drones? There are still two in the board for him. He will be able to deny this plant, as he does stop the plant once, but now just waiting. They can't spot the drone. Yes, they do spot it out, but still one drone left as he's now pushing out. He will be able to spot out one player and a second player, but he gets cancelled out by Leonidas as they get their very first round in the match, bringing it to a 4-1 scoreline. Well, actually, no, not 4-1. Yeah, it is 4-1. Sorry.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
No, 3-1. Yes,
3-1.
I miscounted. Sorry.
Getting ahead of ourselves there a little bit.
Yes.
Finally, Fleece Police wins a round. Well deserved. But yeah, Vibin was doing a lot of tomfoolery there in that round. And but hey, Fleece Police took advantage and they got a round off that. Seems like they're going back to CCTV and Cash Room with the similar types of operators, except this time they bring in sandals and the sandals on the Aruni and Kosa on the dock. But the Cav is going to remain alive, and a Rook is going to be brought this time around. And as for Fleece Police, the lineup hasn't changed much except for Sensor on the gridlock. Did they have the gridlock on?
No, I don't
before?
believe so. They didn't.
Yeah, anyway, they're bringing a gridlock around, so maybe that might help. And if Vibin does choose to be as aggressive again, then pretty much so Fleece Police has learned, and they'll take advantage again and get another round off the board. Give us another round, Fleece Police.
Fleece Police really have to try and win up this round. They did it before, so now they need to do it again if they want to try and bring this to an even scoreline in their attacks with the spawn peaks coming out here from Vibe and Esports. We do see Kaiko with this Rook, the 2-time spawning, looking all the way to spawn. He does spot out a player, does not catch him out as he's just pre-firing along the way, not able to catch anything. But here is Causa as well as Kaiko drops down. Both these two French GIGN operators on the board for Vibe and Esports. Same with that Kavira, but it is a Figure who has the Kavira this time, and Kaiko does get taken out there by Popeye, getting the very first leading off pick, but he does get refragged off by Causa, and he will just heal straight back up. This is a run out from Sandals there. I don't know how the Claymore didn't get him, but that is Sensor off of the board. Leonidas also getting taken out there by Causa, getting a double kill for himself in the round, and now it's all up to Short like Mozzie and Elite to try and clutch this one against the 4 remaining players of Vibe and Esports.
I think that Claymore was a bit too far back, which is, but it's still surprising that it didn't catch him there. That Claymore must be like way far back for him not to hit. But anyway, only 2 players left and 4 from Vibin. Yeah, this is all Vibins to lose right now. This round is in the bag, but 1 minute and 44 seconds. It's still doable for Elite and Short like Mozzie. It is the Ace and the Thatcher, so I mean. And the wall is open, or partially open. So if they get a couple of picks here or there, then they might be able to do this. But they have to get as aggressive as Vibin is. Right now, they're playing way too passive, and they're allowing Vibin to capitalize on their passive play. Right now, Figure getting Short like Mozzie off the board, Elite returning fire, but drop shot ending it for Vibin Esports and taking another round.
Well done to Vibe and Esports there, 4-1 lead for them at the moment in this matchup. If you guys are only tuning in now, this is the second matchup of this best of 3 Vibe and Esports versus Fleece Police. The very first game, Vibe and Esports took the victory on Chalet, a 7-0 flawless victory for them, so well done to them. But on this matchup, currently Fleece Police have done better than the previous game as they have gotten around on Vibe and Esports. They have to get a bit more if they want to win this one out and be able to take it to the 3rd deciding map, which is Oregon. But for that, they have to fix these attacks. They have to win Church and Arsenal on this attack. You can see the lineup that is being presented from Vibe and Esports. So it's going to be no easy challenge whatsoever. But for them, we'll have to see how they play it out. They do have that Jackal finally bringing it out to counter that Kavira. Think it could have been brought out a bit sooner maybe and supported them a bit more, but nonetheless it will be there. It will be to use and stop that Vigil, Mozzie and Kavira from roaming as heavily as they should be doing.
Yeah, you gotta evolve way quicker than that as a team, and bringing a Jackal out so late into the half is ill-advised, but nonetheless they did bring the Jackal. And one of the other lessons VP needs to take is pre-placed drones and a lot of drone checking and a lot of droning. They're not doing enough of that. A lot of it is just face checking, and that's why they're being caught off guard every single time. Running out of spawn, completely unaware And I'm not expecting anybody to peek you is also ill-advised. You should be expecting people to peek you off spawn. So run with your gun out and get kills like those. That's how you contest anybody's aggression, especially when they're trying to spawn peek. A well-deserved kill. And somebody unawares, those are the kinds of shots you need to not miss at all. Popeye, you gotta kill, make it a double, and he does finally compose himself and gets a kill onto Kaiko.
Well done to Popeye there, getting the very first 2 leading picks for his team, bringing them to the 5 versus 3 advantage. But now they just need to keep that advantage in their hands, as Sandals is just sitting on his bulletproof camera, which is not really giving much intel for himself, but this Jackal trying to find the location of the Kavira playing upstairs. Cav is currently situated in that cache area, so he will be trying to rotate down red, but hopefully for Elite, his back won't be turned as the player is coming down. He'll try and contest this area. He does run through. He spots out the one player, gets the Ayana actually, and now he's trying to pop the hash to fall back down, but Elite not able to spot him out. There was a hole in the wall, but unfortunate timing for him as he could not get the angle quick enough, and Figure will now fall down to sight and play time as there's some impact tricking being done here on that kitchen hatch, stopping Short like Mozzie from opening that one up, but he doesn't have enough utility anyways, as he only has 1 ace charge remaining.
Yep, and I'll be completely surprised if there's no drone waiting for this Kavira coming from dining side of things. And if he is going to creep back into stock and does get a free kill onto Popeye, there should have been a drone there while they're trying to rotate to get him. He's completely elusive towards these VP players right now. They don't even know that he's gone into kitchen and in freezer right now. This is... oh my god, if they don't find this Kavira, I smell trouble. Elite does get a pick onto Kosa, but they still haven't dealt with that Kavira, so she's gonna cause a lot of problems. But Sandals on the corner, and Elite and Sensor completely unaware, and Figure finishes it off with an impact onto Short like Mozzie. That Kavira completely annihilated a VP, but Vibin does get another round on the board with a lead. I think it is a 5-1 right now.
Yeah.
And
indeed.
Going on to the next half.
Indeed, it is really well played there from Vibe and Esports to clutch out that 3 versus 5. A bit of issues coming out there from Fleece Police, as they could have maybe played it a bit better. Their awareness on that location of the Kavira was not there, but to be fair, that play from Figure was really well done. He did use his silent step to mimic his footsteps as much as possible, not allowing Elite on that Jackal to be as effective as he wanted to be, because there was physically no footprints in the area to scan. It's a very unfortunate round from them, but well played to Viben to clutch that one out and bring themselves to a 5-1 lead and going to their attacking half.
Yep, I mean, all it took was a drone in dining, and yeah, you could have taken care of that Kavira way sooner than no drones at all. I'm just wondering where Fleece Police's drones end up, because I haven't seen a single drone from them, and I haven't seen a single person go on a drone or one of the dead people spectating a drone and giving any intel. So I wonder where they end up, but nonetheless, they are going on to the next half, and they also brought a Kavira of themselves, hoping to get a little bit of revenge onto Vibe in Esports. So we'll see how it plays out. Seems like that Kavira is going to be doing the same exact route as what Dropshot did, going over to Strip Club. So we'll see if Dropshot is ready for that, or is he going to be caught out by his own meta?
Indeed, that is the case, but now those line scans just stopping those defenders from moving a bit for a couple seconds, as now Dr. Dropshot trying to get that utility out of that west. Actually, there's a rush through the breach, so now the first pick is for Fleece Police, but one of their players center is down on that rafters area, as now the player does get spotted out on that shield. That's Causa playing with the thermite, just swinging around that shield as he gets his very first pick. Sandals get one as well onto center, now bringing it to a 3 versus 3 as Corsa does get down. Dr. Dropshot picking off 1, but 2 with that Kylie sniper rifle. The plant is being attempted here by Sandals as Popeye as well. The last remaining defender on that Kavira. Will he be able to clutch it out, or will the player spot him out? The player does spot him out, but he's able to get a pick as now Dropshot at the bottom of garage door with that sniper rifle gets 3 for himself in the round and wins the round out for his team, bringing the scoreline to 6-1, match point for Viben Esports. And unfortunately for Fleece Police, they have a lot to do, a huge mountain to climb if they want to come back and take it to map 3.
Right, they should take a lot from that round and see how drones are used and how intel is used, because a couple of them were off site and Viben just said, well, you can roam all you want, we'll just take whoever's on site, challenge them, eliminate them, and force you to be on the attacking side, so to speak, like a proverbial attack point. So they forced the hand of Fleece Police and they couldn't retake the site at all. So hopefully VP learns from that and changes things up on the next round, because they have to win every single round from here on out.
Indeed, that is the case. It's going to be a very difficult mountain to climb, as I stated, but that Frost Legion, and now they have a Bandit to support with that wall denial, and well, Dr. Dropshot is still on that Kali from the attackers of Viben Esports, so that's going to just counter those Bandit charges quite a bit. Hopefully Sensor can maybe try and trick that wall up, but we do see that knock and figure on the Finker, I forgot about her name for a second, and then the Ying, of course. So it might be very well that there is going to be a rush once again. Aiko might end up lurking maybe up blue stairs or all the way from back or bedroom side instead.
Yeah, so I think maybe that first round rush was just total disregard of whatever VP has in plan and just going for the rush regardless of what the strat is. And right now it looks like they came in from Dirt Tunnel and they're going to be rushing up blue and red stairs. So if anybody is on red stairs from VP side of things, they better be careful. Right now Sandals tries to cook a Candela and gets punished as he peeks into the hash. There's the rush continuing onto red stairs with the Finker and the Nook, and Kosa gets a pick onto the Frost on Popeye. That's a refrag for them, so better now than later or sooner. But Leonardus is ready for that rush onto red stairs. It is a 4v4 man count and a bit of a standstill right now as players are contesting each other. Why are you pushing that hard sensor and running without your gun up? But either way, you got shot in the back. Kaiko gets another pick onto Elite. And this is a storm onto site right now. Shotguns in hands from Figure, eliminating Leonidas, and they have total control of site. Short like Mozzie brings it back, but that's not enough as Figure finishes it off and gets a GG for Viben Esports.
Well played to Viben Esports, taking their best of 3 playoffs game in a 2-0 fashion. Unfortunately for Fleece Police, that is the end of the road for them. They are out of the tournament. They fought hard. They really tried their best. But against a team like Viben Esports, it is no match. Viben have a lot of really good players and potential, but they did fight you. As you can see that scoreline, it is no match for each other, but nonetheless there was still a hard fought victory coming out from the two, and we have to give our hands together, put our hands together for Fleece Police, as they did come into this tournament to try and go through, and playing against Viben Esports and fighting as hard as they did. We've all earned their I think they have or I have earned their respect.
Oh, they've earned your respect.
Yes, they have earned my respect. Sorry, I cannot think of words at the moment, but really well played to them. And Viben Esports now move on to their semi-finals game, which we played next weekend against the victors of Bravado versus, I believe it is Imperial VII, which will be played next week, Saturday in the morning for their quarterfinals game.
Yep, Fleece Police has definitely earned my respects. As a new team, unexperienced, this is what you are going to have to go through. Unfortunately, you are going to have to learn the hard way. So hopefully they continue to play and learn from that. The good thing out of this for them is that there are VODs for them now to watch and learn and see exactly what they did wrong and what better teams like Viben Esports do. and learn from it and take that to the drawing board. But right now we're going to a short break, and I believe the next match is going to be at 6 o'clock. And which teams are they going to be there, Justin? Oh.
I believe the two teams that are playing at 6 o'clock is Exhale Gaming versus Sinister 5. So that is the second qualifier game for the weekend. The other two will be played next weekend, and we'll have to see who go out through to that semi-finals between that match, which I believe is going to be a very, very difficult game for them. But last words to Vibrant Esports. Really well played to you guys. Well deserved victory, and we'll see you guys next weekend in the semi-finals. This is. You want to end it?
Nah, he ended.
This has been Justin and Wolf Phoenix in this cast, and we'll see you guys at 6 p.m.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.